hammer on her. That's where they... All right. I think now we're ready to start. Welcome this evening. This is a regularly called Greer City Council meeting called to convene this evening of April 25th, 2017. Having called the meeting to order, I would like to ask if you would like to join us as we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing as I pronounce an invocation for our council. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord, we come humbly before you this evening, thanking you for the bounty that you have provided in our lives for health and strength, for your love and mercy and grace, and for this beautiful day that you have provided. We thank you that you have assembled us here this evening and placed a calling upon our lives to serve the people of this city, and we thank you that you lead and guide and direct us in that endeavor. We pray that you will give us insight and understanding this evening. We thank you for those that are attending. We thank you for our honorees tonight, for our department heads and other employees that are here tonight for the meeting, and also some that are working late, fulfilling an obligation to try and help keep contractors that are here for various different reasons working and up to date on their licenses. We thank you for being with us this evening. We pray now that you'll take us through the rest of this meeting in the week and that we will honor you through our lives and footsteps. I ask these things in your name. Amen. Amen. Ms. Duncan, do we have anybody to appear in public forum this evening?
No, sir.
With that, then, we'll move to the minutes of the council meeting from April 11th, 2017. I'll entertain a motion that they be received.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any items of note for the clerk? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Airwood?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Ms. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Dumas?
Yes.
Mr. Bettis?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Mayor Danner?
Yes. Ask the administrator to join us this evening, as well as Miss Hazel Poston. So, Hazel, if you would. Hazel is retiring this evening, or is retiring, and we want to offer her a certificate of appreciation and a gift for her faithful service to the city. This certificate says, "Congratulations upon your retirement from the city of Greer, presented in appreciation of 11 years of dedicated service to the city of Greer, January 3rd, 2006 to May 1st, 2017, to Hazel Poston." Hazel, has all your time been with our Building and Standards Department? Indeed it has. I thought that you were a familiar face from downstairs, and so we appreciate all of the time and attention and talent that you have lent to that position, and for all your hard work through the years, and I believe the administrator has a gift for you.
On behalf of council and all of our employees, we want to present this retirement clock to you with our gratitude. Congratulations.
Anything you want to say?
Well, I'd just like to say, maybe if I can talk without crying. It was really God's will that I come to work here January the 3rd, 2006. My mother was sick. I was a permit clerk in Georgia, and I was applying for jobs here to come and take care of her. And Phil Rhodes was hiring another permit clerk, and he had, I think it was 126 applications, and he chose mine. And so I know God had his plan in that. But the city of Greer has been good to me. It's been a good journey. And I have a lot to be thankful for working here. A lot of benefits. And I know one that was real special was insurance that I received for my husband's funeral. And then just all the benefits that I've had and all the people I've worked with. And I've got to say this for Mr. Drivers. He's the best. I've told him that personally, and I just appreciate what he does too, and all the mayor and council. But it's just been a privilege. I've enjoyed my job.
Well, I'm sure we've been blessed more than you have by having you here, so thank you. We appreciate it. So I'm about to take that back. We have another special recognition this evening in a little different vein, and I'm going to ask Sarah Anderson, if she would, to join us, please. One of the things that I have the privilege of doing on a regular basis is swearing in our new police officers, and so it gives me an opportunity to meet those folks and to see their family and to thank their family for sharing them with us as employees, but even more importantly as employees of our police department. You have heard me say it on many occasions that our police department is the face of our city. They probably interact with more citizens on a regular basis and than almost any other department, and so we look to them to be not only public servants but to be ambassadors for the city. One of the things that is involved in becoming a police officer is certainly graduating from the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy, and it is not only a strenuous pursuit. Would you say agree with that? It's not only a physically strenuous pursuit, but it's also an academically strenuous pursuit as well too. And we want to congratulate Sarah tonight, Ms. Anderson, for being the winner of the J.P. Strom Award, which is the highest academic achievement earned at the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy. Give me a hand in congratulating Sarah Anderson.
We would also like to present this gift certificate to you so that you and your guests can go to one of our downtown restaurants and have a nice evening while you're here in town off duty.
It's the administrator's and I's favorite restaurant, so we are available anytime you would like to go. Thank you.
I can't get them in the picture.
With that, we're going to move to departmental reports. Mr. David Seifert has a financial report for us this evening, and then I think that is going to be followed by Mr. Burns with a report from Public Services.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Tonight, we're pleased to bring to you the financial summary report for the month ended March 31st, 2017. As you've already alluded to, we have some staff working downstairs, so that is indicative of the activity that we are experiencing across the city, which in turn leads into the financial summary that we have presented tonight. We are very strong on revenues with the building permits and business licenses are coming in very strong. So we look to exceed budget for the business licenses again. So a lot of activity occurring, very strong numbers. So beginning with the general fund revenue, we have $16,550,000 recorded, with general fund expenditures of $14,030,000. At $14 million, we are 13% under budget at March 31st. Referencing the dashboards, we have a positive combined variance of $2,860,000, and that's where you're going to see the real indication of the strong activity that we have occurring in the city right now. Carrying cash balance in the general fund is $12,986,000. Looking at the hospitality fund, we have revenue recorded of $1,514,000, and that is 5% over budget. And we have expenditures of $535,000 in the hospitality fund, with a carrying cash balance of $1,980,000. And lastly, in the stormwater fund, we have revenue recorded so far of $290,000 with expenditures of $172,000. The carrying cash balance in the stormwater fund is $1,151,000. So I'd be happy to take any questions that you may have.
Council? Appreciate the information. Thank you, sir. Mr. Burns, I believe the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for our opportunity to run over our March 2017 activity report with you and try to pull some highlights out of this for you. We'll start out with the garbage. That's the first thing on our report that I try to track each month, since we're going to two different landfills, and I try to keep a running total on the tonnage that we carry. Both landfills for the past year, our fiscal budget year, we have carried 7,741 tons of solid waste. That is up by 360 tons from this same period last year. The cart deliveries, I keep up with that, trying to keep up with new homes that we have coming into the city and this type of stuff. And of these numbers, from last year, we're up 20 homes on the new carts delivered. We're up 12 on recycle bins. The rest of those numbers run about the same each month as far as repair, replacement, and that type of stuff. Recycle numbers, if you look at those numbers in both recycle center and our curbside, we've increased that 4 tons over last year's same month and everything. With about 600 residents, 649, I think it was, residents for attending the recycle center the past month. Vehicle maintenance, these numbers from last year, our March to this year, have maintained really close in comparison. And that's part of our employees. They're looking after our vehicles, they're maintaining them, they're keeping them repaired, and this type of stuff. Storm drain and catch basin work. We've cleaned out numerous drains and lines and boxes due to the heavy rain we had last month. We had some actual streets flooded that we've never had any problem with, and most of that we found out was due to hail. Stones actually stopping up our drains, and the water just couldn't get going. When my guys actually got out to do some barricading that evening, they said they wished they had snowplow. They could have literally pushed the hailstones out of the road and everything. So it was pretty heavy. Also, our camera van and our jet truck, our crews have been downtown in our downtown area inspecting and jetting, cleaning our storm drain lines as we get those inspected and checked to see if there's going to be any repairs needed before the city starts our streetscape project. So we have spent several days in that. Streets, as you can see, we've patched 18 potholes in various locations. We've also tagged our e-waste that we do not pick up at the curbside. We have a system that we put a door tag on it and leave a phone number and leave them a location where they can take it. They can carry it to the recycle center, this type of stuff. So we try to do that on a regular basis to try to keep e-waste off the curb lines. We also, we had several complaints down on Bible Brook Drive of litter. So we brought in some day labor and a paid person, and we spent a whole day down in that area picking up trash. We picked up 35 bags of trash on the side of that road. And we've already this month been in a couple of other locations that I will give you some information on later. Some of the other tasks that we have been working on, our crew hauls off our construction waste and our e-waste. We haul it off as needed from our shop. Also, we've cleaned up our equipment and our trucks where we participated in our Touch a Truck event, sponsored, I think, by the GDC or either the Downtown Merchants for last month. A big draw for the children in the downtown area, and we try to participate every year, try to change our equipment a little bit so we don't carry the same piece of equipment every time. We've also received a load of green carts. I know that doesn't sound like much, but that's a pretty big load. That's 500 plus carts. We have to transport them from our loading dock to the back of the building where we keep them, and we also try to rotate our stock and clear out that area back there. That's the only time of year it actually gets cleaned out is when we rotate stock. We've actually brought our sweeper truck and our crew in early, real early, like 5 a.m. in the mornings to do some cleaning downtown in our Trade Victoria Randall Street area. We usually bring a crew in and they blow curb lines, sidewalks, everything in so our sweeper truck can get to it and clean the streets. We've also started our weed control, our grass cutting on our city streets, our right-of-ways. We've repaired and replaced numerous signs throughout the town. And we've also restriped our parking lot at our OC Center and also restriped the parking lot over at the Kids Plant. We have purchased a what we call a line striping machine that makes this job considerably quicker, faster, and just puts a better coat of paint down than hand work. Our custodian, our maintenance service, as you're aware, the custodian's responsible for keeping these buildings, all of our city buildings, police court operation, this, city hall and events floor. We try to stay on top of this and keeping this clean. But some of the other things they've done there is cleaning carpets, waxing floors, and this kind of stuff. So they've also, along with the maintenance side of that job, we try to keep all of our light bulbs, our ballasts that are out, this kind of stuff. We try to keep all that kind of stuff operational. And for the end, remind everyone, the spring cleanup day this Saturday, the 29th. It's at 315 Buncombe Street, our recycle center. We'll be there from 8 a.m. to 1. We will have the prescription drug take back, sponsored through our police department. We will also have a shred truck for the documents that you need to shred. We'll also have EnviroCare is our company that comes in and takes all of our paint and our chemicals. Then we will accept e-waste, building materials, batteries, motor oil, lawn mowers, furniture. So we try to offer a way for the residents to dispose of the items like that we normally would not pick up at the curb. So if there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer any.
Council?
Say cooking oil?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Mr. Burns, the cans that we have placed in different locations downtown, how often do we we empty those cans
You mean the ones on trade?
on Trade Street?
Those are supposed to be emptied 3 times a week by our contractor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Does that include a weekend empty or not?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. Pretty much a Monday, Wednesday, Friday type situation.
Okay.
Now, when we are having events downtown, we monitor those, and we try to keep those dumped ourselves.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Others? We appreciate your report, and thank you for the job that you do. I know you and your crew cover a lot of ground and do that in a very efficient and effective manner, and we appreciate it. We really do.
Thank you.
With that, then, we'll move to the administrator's report. Mr. Driggers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. If I may, a couple of items to report to you. One of those is to make sure that we are communicating the activity that our staff is experiencing as a result of the hailstorm, the recent hailstorm. We certainly anticipated that there would be a number of repairs that would be necessary throughout our community. To date, we have issued 995 repair permits that were directly attributable to the hailstorm, and so we are continuing to do that. We are certainly anticipating that that number will more than double that as we continue to move forward. We are working diligently to make sure that we have licensed contractors in our community and providing good, fair service to our residents here in the community. We receive a number of phone calls from folks inquiring about whether or not folks who come by and knock on their doors are legitimate and are appropriate to do that type of work. And so we're working very, very hard to make sure that we have only licensed contractors in our community to do that work and that they're receiving the proper permits to do that work as well. If you had the opportunity this past weekend, you would have seen about 4,000 people here at City Park experiencing our International Festival. That is obviously an event that is continuing to grow each and every year. We had about 20 vendors and 20 performers, and again about 4,000 visitors here to the park as we continue to celebrate the diversity of our community with International Day. It was a great day here on the grounds. Our Parks and Recreation Department are responsible for that event. They have, again, exceeded our expectations and are already planning for next year's event as well. So for those of you that were able to come out, we sincerely appreciate that. Our artists that we have commissioned on the Tube Dude work, we were notified this week that he will be coming through Greer later in this week. He will be delivering the first 8 commissioned pieces, and then he will be returning on Monday or Tuesday of next week to assist our staff with the location and the installation of those art pieces. So you will start seeing those appear around the community next week. Again, we have commissioned those first 8 pieces with an option to commission an additional 8 more. And so we'll kind of see how we like those as they are arriving. But be on the lookout for Tube Dude as they arrive here in the community next week. We have a couple of sidewalk projects that we are completing. We only have about 70 feet left to complete over on Moore Street for a project that we're doing. And we believe this week that we will finalize the demonstration project over on Brushy Creek Road. That project has gone very well for us, and they are in the final stages of getting that installation completed. Have a couple of things happening with our departments. Our fire department is engaging in a strategic planning process for their department, and they are starting that process today, tomorrow, getting things off the ground, moving forward with that. Our Citizens Police Academy had a graduation last week. That program is continuing to grow and continuing to thrive here in the community. Glad to be able to participate in that. Caliber Ridge, one of our industrial parks. It has been reported to us that Caliber Ridge is now 100% occupied. That is certainly indicative of what's happening out in the industrial arena. Commerce is good in that area as well. So very glad to see that that building is now 100% occupied. One of the things that we're also happy to report that we were able to participate, certainly saddened by the need for our participation, but as you are aware, we had a fellow officer in the Spartanburg Police Department that lost his life here in the last week or so. Officer Harris from the City of Spartanburg Department was responding to a call on his motorcycle, was engaged in an accident, and did not survive that accident. As you are aware, our police department each year is involved in a softball tournament, and the purpose of that softball tournament is to raise funds for fallen officers and their families. We were very, very glad that we were able to assist the Harris family. Their children are enrolled here in the Greer community at Abner Creek Elementary and are very associated with our community as well. Our police department was able to present a check to that family in the amount of $5,000. And we were very, very glad that we were able to assist them in that way. So as we continue to do that event each year, do know that that is the purpose of that program, and that's how those proceeds are used. Saddened for the need, but glad that we were able to offer the assistance. Family Fest is coming up for us in the community, so please place on your calendar the following weekend, May 5th and 6th, Friday and Saturday. We will have a number of activities taking place here. The local Chamber of Commerce sponsors that event. We are heavily involved in that with all of our departments. It is a wonderful celebration of our community, and we are again very, very pleased to be a sponsor of that event, and that will be taking place again on May 5th and 6th here in downtown, throughout downtown and involving the park as well. Those are the items that I needed to share with council this evening. Certainly available to answer any questions that you may have, and to let you know that I do not have any items that I would personally need to be asking for your consideration in executive session this evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Let me echo the administrator's remarks. Our special events folks in Recreation Department, again, just did a wonderful job with the event this weekend. That festival, the International Festival, has just grown exponentially in the last 3 years, and I think has the potential to continue to grow based on the feedback that I heard from the people that attended. It is really a spectacle, may be the most appropriate word, if you've never had a chance to attend one of these, when you've got between 20 and 30 different countries represented, many in their native clothes and many of their visitors in their native clothes, and you've got anywhere from 12 to 15 sports from around the world going on, and you've got performances going on inside and outside the building, as well as an art section. There is no reason that you shouldn't be able to find something to do during that festival, and our folks do such a wonderful job of putting that on. The thing that I really like about that is even during the course of that, as many things as they're taking care of and juggling, they're always looking for opportunities to improve on that experience. And we play host to those families and friends from all over the world to celebrate what we have in common, more than what keeps us apart, but also is a good way for us to expose the city of Greer and how welcoming our residents are to an international population that sometimes we take a bit for granted. But in Reno's world, he probably fields as many calls from foreign investors as he does from those here in the United States. And it's an important part of who we are and what we do. So again, my thanks to the folks that helped us put that event on. With that, Council, we'll move to the items of new business, the first and final reading, which is Resolution 6, 2017. This is a resolution pursuant to Section 4-1-170C, the Code of Laws of South Carolina, 1976, is amended, consenting to the placement of certain property within the corporate limits of the City of Greer and a joint industrial and business park of Spartanburg and Cherokee County. Mr. Deaton, the floor is yours.
Mayor, Council, good evening. This resolution is in reference to Calbridge North and the request to place that property into a multi-county industrial park. As you'll probably recall, there are a number of benefits to that designation. Maybe what's most important to you is that that designation increases the value of the jobs development tax credit, which then is an incentive for companies to locate in that property and, more importantly, to create qualifying jobs on that property. This is a designation that's applied to most of the industrial parks, industrial property in the City of Greer. And if it would please Council, we'd suggest adoption of the resolution.
Upon the request of Mr. Deaton, I'll entertain a motion to receive.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further questions or comments?
Reno, how does it benefit Cherokee County? That's I know I always get that question. So.
Sure. So multi-county means that at least one other county must participate in the revenue stream, the real property tax revenue stream that a project creates. So typically, it's up to the counties to decide how much of that split they get. Usually it's 1%. I don't know what the split will be in this case, but it's usually 1% of the revenue that comes from the project.
Others? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Dumas,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Ms. Albert, Mayor Danner.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Item B is the first and final reading of number 7-2017, a resolution certifying 1316 Wade Hampton Boulevard as an abandoned building site in the City of Greer, South Carolina. You either like standing there, or this is going to be an action that you're going to request. So.
It's a great view of Council. I thought I'd just spend the entire evening.
Mr. Deaton, the floor is yours.
Thank you. The Abandoned Buildings Revitalization Tax Act provides an incentive for developers who choose to rehabilitate commercial property that's deemed to have been abandoned, that is not occupied by a revenue-producing entity, at least 66% of which for a continuous 5-year period. The request tonight comes to you with respect to the Piedmont Marketplace, that property that is to the right of the Coles development. Developer who is coming in and will file very soon an intent to rehabilitate that property. Their request is to take advantage of the abandoned buildings tax credit, which in this case would be a credit relative to income tax versus real property tax. So by your certifying that this building is in fact abandoned, it won't affect the real property tax revenue that would come to the City of Greer with respect to any project that ultimately lands on this particular parcel.
On the recommendation of Mr. Deaton, I'll entertain a motion to receive resolution number 7-2017.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Questions?
Who owns the building? I mean, will they be affected in any way, or?
The building is owned by a group called Halpern, a development group out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they're the group that would ultimately redevelop the property.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
reap the benefit of the tax benefit by doing so.
Others? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Dumas,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Ms. Albert,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. First reading of ordinance number 12-2017, an ordinance to provide for the annexation of a portion of property owned by Burdette and Bruce Properties, LLC, located at 519 Milford Church Road, by 100% petition and to establish a zoning classification of PD for said property. Ms. McCormick, I believe you've got some information for us in that regard.
Yes, Mayor Danner. Thank you, members of council. Good evening. The property located at 519 Milford Church Road is owned by Burdett and Bruce Properties, and it has been sold to a new resident of the city of Greer. And it is 5.673 acres being sold, and that portion will remain in the county, but they would like to transfer 3.622 acres at the rear of the portion of the property into Blue Ridge Plantation, which is zone plan development. Therefore, that portion would join Blue Ridge Plantation and become part of that plan development. It is a total of 9.897 acres. However, it is the 3.6 acre portion in the rear of the site. And that's all I have at this time, unless you have any questions of me.
For the purpose of discussion, do I hear a motion to receive ordinance number 12-2017?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Floor is open for discussion. Is there a particular reason that it's 3.622 acres, that there is this squaring a line off, or is this the most immediate access to a portion that they want to develop, or do you know?
Yes, sir. There are two parcels that are currently owned by Burdett and Bruce Properties that are located at this site. One has a small flagpole that comes down to Milford Church Road, and the homeowner's driveway is partially in that area. There are two structures on this larger parcel, and they just simply do not need the acreage in the rear, so they would like to add that to Blue Ridge Plantation, as they also own the property adjacent to the property.
Makes sense. Others? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Bookert,
Yes.
Mr. Dumas,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Ms. Alberts, Mayor Danner.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have come to that point in time where we've got to review and approve our accommodations tax advisory committee recommendations. With that, we will have a review and approval of accommodations tax advisory committee recommendations. Mr. Seifert?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Staff met with the Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee on April 11th, 2017 to receive and review 4 applications for the state accommodations taxes that we received that we are required to grant out. We received 4 applications. One was for hereingreer.com, which would be a new website that will combine a lot of the community calendars into one to create one unified calendar to help drive tourism and bring people into the city for our events. That one had a grant request of $10,000. Secondly, we had a grant request from the Greer Cultural Arts Council, requested $4,000 to continue advertising their events and plays outside of the immediate area, again, with the intention of bringing tourism into the city. The third one is for the same event space, which is at the Center for the Arts. This one was put in by the Recreation Department to continue with the renovations that are occurring in that building in the amount of $11,250. That would be for purchasing a special set of blinds for the entire building that will, it's a double set of blinds, one that will filter the light, and then a second set will simply block the light, that will allow for different types of activities to occur in that space, and then to be able to control that lighting. Those were the 3 applications that the committee has recommended approving, fully funding as requested. The 4th application was for $1,000 that was for a downtown dining guide that was applied for through the Greer Development Corporation. But unfortunately, there was a technicality. They did not provide all of the required information and match funds to go with the grant dollars, and the committee has recommended rejecting that application. So those are the 4 applications and the recommendations that I bring forth to you tonight from the Accommodations Tax Committee for your consideration.
Council, as you noted, will require action. I bring the recommendation of staff in regards to the recommendation of the Accommodations Tax Committee. I'll entertain a motion to receive.
A motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Floor is open for discussion.
David, what happened to the $1,000 that you're rejecting?
It stays in the program, and it will roll over to next year's distribution.
Others? Comments? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Bookert,
Yes.
Mr. Dumas. Yes. Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Ms. Albert, Mayor Danner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Council, we stand adjourned.